If you were ever wondering what it's like to be an ambidextrous pitcher, I am going to show you what it is like to throw recovery catch with me after I threw a couple of innings yesterday. I'm going to show you and bring you through exactly what my routine is the next day. I start out by sitting in a squat for a minute to work on my mobility of my hips, as well as just start gradually warming up my lower body. And then I move in to all my other mobility routines and all my other mobility exercises that I do before I hit my J-bands to start warming up my arm and start priming my body to get ready for catch.
Not only is this a great exercise to increase your hip to shoulder separation, or at least feel that out, along with this is a great exercise to increase the blood flow to your back, as you will be using your spine a lot while you are throwing. Mobility in your hips is crucial for all baseball players, and so that's why I'm doing the hip 90-90s here. Keep in mind, I am kind of going a little faster than you probably should be, but I am trying to continue to keep that tension between the legs, not lifting up that second leg until the first leg goes over as far as I possibly can. And then I move into more just working on the internal rotation of my hips, because I am more internally rotated naturally, as well as I start sitting in a butterfly. And you might be thinking about fluttering or whatever, but I am also trying to actively squeeze my glutes to push down my knees. After that, I work into my cat-cows, and if you want to see a full mobility routine, you can check it on my Instagram, and I will be posting a video on YouTube of exactly what my full mobility routine that I do every single day is, so subscribe if you want to see that. This is one of the newer mobility drills that I started adding into my routine, and so doing a back bridge every single day can increase your mobility for your full entire body. And keep in mind, I am still working on my form, so this is not a perfect example, but I'm hoping to get better, and I'm trying to get better.
After my mobility exercises, I start warming up my arm. I start by using J-bands, as well as I do arm circles to start warming up my rotator cuff, as well as all the other little muscles that are involved while throwing. These have got to be the best feeling ever. Touchdowns, squeeze the scap back and rotate up. Your shoulder feels brand new after that. I had a PT once tell me that a lot of people are doing internal and external rotations wrong, and so I've been doing these ever since then, and it feels like it has helped my shoulder. But a lot of people are going linear with it. But in reality, if you go at a slightly incline while you're doing external rotations and a slight decline when you're doing internal rotations, it's a lot better for your rotator cuff to help warm that up. And it's just overall a more natural movement, and it helps prime your muscles a lot better than when you do it more at the linear way versus the increase and decrease. As well as I like to hold the external rotation, take a step out, and really just feel that muscle fatigue. So you just know that it's all warmed up. It also has helped me with some of the pain that I've felt in my rotator cuff while throwing. Holding that last final stretch, that isometric, has helped me a lot with the pain. When I am performing arm circles, I like to keep my arm dead to incorporate the lat as I swing it around, and that helps warm up your muscles a little bit better, as well as it makes all the blood flow straight from your body and starts increasing more blood flow to your arms as it is swinging around. So again, my arm is just limp, and I'm just swinging it around a couple of times forward, making sure you feel like your lat, which is the muscle here, you feel your lat getting into the swing, and then you go backwards with it. And again, just dead arm, just letting the blood flow into it. After I'm warming up my arm with my arm circles and J-bands, then I work into my plyo ball routine, which on recovery days such as this, I am not trying to overtax my arm or anything. So basically I'm just throwing reverse throws and pivot picks, and I like to use a 4-pound ball for my reverse throws, as well as I like to use the 2-pound ball or the green ball in the drive line tap weighted balls, or the larger gray one in the Marv set. And the reason why I use that heavy of a ball for the pivot picks is to make sure that I am feeling the layback while I'm throwing, as well as it just helps to incorporate the heavier balls on these recovery days so that I don't have as many reps, but I am still throwing around 10 pivot picks and 10 reverse throws. This is just a disclaimer. If you have not thrown plyo balls before, it is great that you learn the techniques. So throwing in front of a coach for your very first couple times of throwing plyo balls is the most beneficial for you, so you don't hurt your arm or mess up anything because you aren't using the correct technique or the correct mechanics of throwing these plyo balls. Because again, they are heavy and some are even lighter, and that is a great way that you can injure your arm if you're throwing a heavy ball the wrong way or even a light ball the wrong way. So you should make sure that you are learning the techniques and how you can apply those techniques to help further your game and not hurt your game and make you hurt. My first throws of the day are always from the 10 toes drill. So I'm making sure that all my toes are staying on the floor while I am throwing, and I'm just rotating, and I'm going to let my arm stay loose, and I'm not going to try to apply much force with my arm, but rather try to feel like my arm is a whip and I'm following through the ball. The next drill I like to work in with a 7.5 ounce ball. Shout out to Marv. You've probably seen 60 ERA guy on Instagram or YouTube, or maybe even TikTok, and he likes to use this for glove awareness and seeing exactly where his front side is. And I started using this drill, and I like to feel it out and work on exactly where is my front side while I'm throwing, so I can all feel it out and make sure that I can have some feedback while I'm throwing. And again, I'm trying to make sure that my arm is loose and I'm not throwing with a lot of pressure in my arm, trying to throw with my arm, trying to push the ball. I am whipping it, making sure that my arm gets to the full back and I am following through with the pitch. And so I do that around 60 feet. And then after that, I'm going to try and feel athletic, working through different fielding like a shortstop and throwing and making sure that I am athletic and I'm using my lower body while I'm throwing and making sure that I am sequencing from my lower body all the way to my upper body to get that final whip in the throw, as well as just to feel more coordinated. That can then translate to when you're on the mound and you are to be more athletic. So doing athletic throws are a great positive way that you can work on your athleticism as a pitcher. A lot of people say pitchers aren't athletes. I think they're athletes. I don't know though. So you're gonna have to comment below if you think a pitcher is an athlete or not, and start some sort of debate if you want. But basically just stay athletic, and I work out to then about 90 feet, maybe even to 120. And I'm going to then just trying to feel athletic through it, and then throwing close to around 100 throws for your arm. And that is how I do my recovery catch. And after all that,
After all that,
what I like to do to continue on and making sure that at least I am doing something explosive with my body after I'm throwing very light catch and I'm not trying to move as fast as I can, I want to do something that I can help create more adaptations or at least help my body to get better at endurance as well as force output. And so 2 different ways I could do that is either doing 5 broad jumps in a row consecutively, doing them back to back to back, and I do that a couple of times down and back. Or I can also do sprints, which a lot of people have asked how far you should sprint, and that really is determining on exactly what you want to do. It's more of just making sure that you are trying to get to your top velocity and sustain that for maybe a second, maybe 2 seconds. So if you want to run 30 yards, if you want to run 60 yards, it really, anything that you want to do, just as long as you are getting your work in and what makes it more fun for you to help create your more passion for the sport, as well as continue on in your force output and explosive journey and making sure that you can incorporate that into the end of your training. And the 5 broad jumps look something like this. And I make sure to do some rest in between these. You don't want to be doing them back to back to back, or you won't be getting the most out of your recovery that you will need. After you've taken about a minute to recover, then you're going to want to do the next set of your exercise. So either that is the 5 broad jumps or sprinting, which can look something like this. You can either sprint back, weight down there, or I'm going to show you another variation of how you can be sprinting to make it a little more fun, as well as just change things up, create some variability within your training so you aren't doing the same thing over and over and over. So instead of starting the normal way of like stealing a base, standing like this, or standing like a sprinter, there's a couple other ways that you can do it. You can either lay on your back, lay on your front, you could do a push-up to then run. You want to be maybe racing somebody if you're with them to create some competition, but beyond that, do whatever you want. Sit in crisscross applesauce and then get up and run as fast as you can, but do something that distracts your mind. Even if you have a baseball and you want to toss it and then just run, it's more of creating a sense of urgency, and so that you are exploding out of whatever position you are in to help create that more athleticism, so that when you're on the mound, you can have that athleticism and more coordination within your body. So working on stuff like this, of starting in different positions, is going to help you a lot with that and help increase your performance. Yep. And after doing these sprints, it would be a great idea to do mobility if that's something you've struggled with, or if you're already mobile but you're struggling with that stability, with that muscle mass, or anything like that. That is a great idea to now go work out or go work on any imperfections that you have as a thrower to help increase your performance as well as increase your pitching ability. And so you should be doing something afterwards to then help increase whatever it is that you feel like you need to increase the most as an athlete and as a baseball pitcher. This is going to conclude the video. So this is what I do exactly the day after I throw a couple of innings or have a start as an ambidextrous pitcher. Hope this helps with anybody who's looking for a routine on what they should be doing to help prepare their body as well as recover their body after they've been throwing a lot. Thank you all for watching my video, and subscribe for more tips, as well as subscribe if you want to see more routines like this, and comment below anything you'd like to know or hear about more in any further videos. Thank you.